everyone. Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I thank you, and to those who haven't yet, I hope you do. I just completed my 38th year coaching football, and I was a defensive coordinator, but during that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, a longtime head coach, all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. So today, in this presentation, I want to talk to you about one of our RPO coverages that's pretty inclusive with just a very simple one-word name, cream, okay? And so this 3-4, so we run our usual 3-4 base front. You can run it with multiple fronts, but I'm going to show it to you out of our base regular. In our base mode, as well as our rotate tag. Okay, and it's RPO coverage we call cream. So I'm going to show it to you versus 11 personnel, one running back, one tight end, a 2x2 that we call Dallas. All right. So let me first share with you the premise behind what we call cream. Okay, cream. So that's the signal for cream, right? Like I'm putting cream on my face. Pretty simple. Alrighty? So the premise is a 3 deep rotational coverage to the offset back with cloud support. So that's determined. That's part of the call. It's cloud support, which is something we don't ever do, okay, which is a big part of this. And it also is coupled with 2, not 1, 2 static defenders, which means they're both reading the mesh, so they both potentially have quarterback and or at least the inside linebacker can also help with the dive, as we'll get to. And then the outside linebacker plays a different role in the P, right, RPO, in the pass portion of it. And then it's also what we call an evil angle 2, which is one of our rifle stunts. All of that is a part of cream, okay? So key terms here, what's static, what that means, okay? It's a read the mesh. So whether it's, power read, whether it's just zone reads, the reading the defensive end, whatever it is, okay, they read that mesh, and it's both outside and inside linebacker on the side of the halfback. So again, we got 2 potential quarterbacks, and then if it's a give, inside linebacker is going to the dive, outside linebacker's focus is now defending the pass. Okay? What's meant by fallback? That is the static inside linebacker on the side of the halfback. The fallback it's telling him, as I read the mesh, and I'll go through this, quarterback gives it, so QB doesn't have it, I'm going opposite A. That's the fallback. What the term fallback tells our inside linebacker is he gives it to the back, opposite A. Opposite A. And that's defined by that rifle line stunt. See, evil angle 2 as I go through this. Bear that in mind, okay? Pistol, just the backfield, right? Quarterback in the gun, tailback behind, pistol. We just say Omaha, and what that means is we're going to check Bronco. Omaha Bronco, Omaha Bronco, okay? And then what's going to happen is the outside linebacker plays the exact same technique, and everybody else is in our gray 4 match quarters. Okay, so if we get pistol, we can't run cream because we don't know which way it's going. So that's it. Omaha Bronco, boom, done. Evil angle 2 is one of our rifle line stunts. Evil angle 2, and the 2 is to the halfback. So as you'll see, both defensive ends are slanting hard into their B gap, penetrating, and the nose is slanting A gap to the offset back. Okay, that defines opposite A fallback. Opposite A fallback. Again, all right, I'm giving this to you so when I explain it, you'll be able to apply the terms. Okay, clamp. Okay, when I do this, it's actually one of the ways we can play things on the one receiver side, okay, in a 3-by-1, because this is the technique used by a high safety Doesn't have to be a 2 high. It could be the 1 high in the middle, but it's a technique used to cover the outside third. Okay, and I'm going to bring that in as I go through the rotation. Okay, who's got what third? Couple that with rotate, not rotate as far as how to line up to the front, getting an extra guy in the box, right? Having our safety structure match the backfield structure. 2 backs, 2 high, 1 back, 1. Not that. It's the technique to get to the middle third if you're a high safety, or it's or not a high safety, or when a safety's not high, as you'll see in rotate, how they get to an outside third. Okay, how they can get to an outside third, and they're good. There could even be a time where, as you'll see, it's a not high safety's got to rotate to the middle. All right, so whenever you got to significantly go to the middle, it's a rotate technique, and in the not high safety, that includes the outside third. All right, so those are the key terms, and this is the premise. We're rotating 3 deep to the offset back with cloud coverage is determined now. It's going to be cloud, which again, we don't do that. If you've seen any of my presentations, self-adjusting, very rarely do we have cloud coverage. Okay, so this is unique, and this is why it's effective. And then cream is the run line stunt, the coverage, the run supports, all wrapped into it. The only thing that can change, as I mentioned, is the front. Okay, the front can be multiple. So to answer the question before I get going here, we've gone into games where we said, oh, cream this week, it's this front. Boom, done. So cream then became everything. The front, the evil angle 2, the rotation to the offset back, it's automatic cloud. It was all of that. And why would we do that when we're playing an up-tempo team? So I just went like this, and the kids knew. Okay, we're cream. They just lined up, and were able to keep up with tempo. Okay, as an example. So today, right, 50, cream. That's it. We're in rotate. So if I really want to go quicker, I can go like this. So I'm actually coordinating enough. I can do both. We're in rotate, cream. Remember, rotates first because it's to all formations, and then the coverage would be last. And when I clap, turn, face the offense. So what I have up here on top, and I have the Dallas the same way, twins right, pro left. I just switched the back. Up top, okay, I have gun east. That's away from the tight end. On the bottom, it's gun west, which would be to the tight end. Okay, so see, away, to. And then on the right, it's the same. East away, bottom, west, to. Okay, except on the left, we're in base. On the right, we're in rotate. Okay, anything else that I do from here on out, I'm going to do in the green. Okay, we're not going to do anything with the offense. As time, I promise. So up top, so first of all, here is the evil angle 2, right? Both defensive ends penetrating B gap hard, nose penetrating A gap to the back. Okay? East is followed up by Ringo. So we get the rotation to the right. Okay? So right now, I have this corner doing this because it's not a blitz. But on the snap, he's at his usual 1x7. On the snap, he is working at a course inside of number 2. Because if it's a run, including if it's a speed option, he's got to get the pitch. It's cloud. That's predetermined part of cream. Cloud. That's why we call it cream. C cream, C cloud. Those two go together. Okay? And then as he's going, he's got to see surface. They're showing pass. He's reading 2. He takes 2 out. If he's not out, he throttles and works his way back to the flat. Okay? See, this is something we never, ever do. Okay, this is always an automatic check orbit. Now it's cloud. Okay, so the reason is here are the two static defenders. Outside linebacker, inside linebacker. The outside linebacker doesn't move. He sits and zits. He reads the mesh. Quarterback keeps it and he tucks it. He's an outside quarterback. He's an inside quarterback. He reads, quarterback keeps it, but now it's obvious he's looking to be in the run pass option. If either 2 or 1 comes inside, he's sitting there looking for him, and now he's going to react. Okay, so if 2's out, 1's in, that's who he reacts to. If it's a double in Dakota, double slant, he gets in between the 2 slants. But the quarterback's a little confused because he's not moving. Okay, and that's the whole key here. He's not moving, not reacting, he's not working out, he's not coming up, he's just sitting there. Okay? So that's what he does. What's meant by 51, right? 1-3-5, that's his gap. So if the quarterback keeps it, he's the inside quarterback defender. Whether he's tucking it to run or whether he's doing this, okay? I tell him if you have doubts, unless the kid does the read, pulls it, and is stationary pretty much where he's finished the mesh, then you're going to work the curl. If he rides at the mesh, power read or what have you, and is starting to even slightly attack the line of scrimmage, now he'll come up and play him. And if he pulls the ball to throw it, jump up and get your hands in the window. Okay, so for him to play the curl, all right, for him to play the curl, mesh, and the quarterback immediately pulls it up without really taking any downhill towards the line of scrimmage, without no threat of run. Okay? Does everybody understand that? I hope, right? So the fallback, see how it's defined? Here's the opposite A. If he does give it, he's in the opposite A now. He gets in there. Surface, something should be going that way. But if his own guy crosses his face, right, if the defensive end's there, then same color exchange to the outside, but it's defined. There's no make the nose right because the nose might be right. Oh, no. Opposite A now, buddy. The quarterback gave the football. You're attacking the opposite A now. So because he's in full static mode, fallback, if there's a pull, he just sits there. This defensive end will bend with the pull. Just sit. Okay? He just sits. So now I want to get to the rotation, right? East Ringo. So the safety on the side, all right, too high here. Safety on the side of the call is executing that clamp, which is you're at 12. On the snap, you're going to stay at 12 and work out towards the number 1 receiver. Keep him outside of you, okay? Don't allow him to cut to your butt. That's the clamp. Rotate, right? Back safety on the snap. There's no waiting on this. Ball snap, they're rotating. They're reading surface as they rotate, but they're rotating. He's clamping, he's rotating. He's tempo pedal. Tempo pedal. Rotate. It's not a bail because he's not in press. It's just what we call a tempo pedal. I don't want him racing out of there because if he just runs a 7-8 yard hitch and stops, and the quarterback, maybe this was by design all along, does the ride and looks to throw it over there, right? That's happened before. So don't create too much space with your tempo pedal. And then right here, it's always the outside linebacker away from the offset. It's orbit because it's 3 deep. orbit, and he's got one in or flat, one in or flat. So they're looking to help out with one coming in or the flat, because the 51 inside linebacker has two in or curl. So we'll take care of any in routes. Okay, so this is how out of base cream works. So down here, right now, he's two, the tight end, right? Wes Lucky, 2-2-2. Here's the difference. The outside linebacker on the side of the back, when there's a tight end there, so it's going to be the rover versus 11 personnel for us. But if you don't designate, whoever your outside backer is on that tight end, they are static, but they're all C-gap, because you can't necessarily guarantee what the play is going to be. So it's still knockback. He's going to play C-gap, which is a little bit more aggressive. If it's a down of any kind, he's going to be very aggressive at ass and ankle in that C-gap. He's not going to move. That's the static. Okay? And then from there, he's going to take one in. One in. Okay? Which is a little different. Over here, he's detached. They're both detached, so it's two and one in. With only one detached, then it just becomes one in. Because remember, a safe corner on this side, it's going to be Cloud, so he's up attacking. We just say split the difference between the tight end and number one, because you don't have a number two to aim at here, right? And then Cloud, he's got force. Otherwise, he's got looking at number two. He'll take two out either way. He's retracing because he's the flat defender. And believe me, they're athletic enough. He's 1/7. As he's executing the Cloud reading surface, he'll know right away whether it's run or pass. And any doubt, he thinks it's run, he sets the edge because it's Cloud support. And again, we never do that. This guy is split 10 yards or wider right away from the tight end. That cornerback never, ever in our system would have force. In cream, the whole point of him having the force is it's built in to the whole call, right? Evil angle 2, rotational behind him to 3 deep, the whole deal. Okay, runs the gamut. So now, right, it's Lucky, just as up here it was Ringo. He's going to clamp it, okay? He now rotates and he tempo pedals. Orbit, one in flat, right? Orbit, one in flat. Orbit, one in flat. So outside linebacker, whether you're detached or on the tight end, it's orbit, you got force, you got one in, or buzz the flat on pass. See, everything stays consistent. Inside linebackers, static, static. So there are two quarterback guys. He gives it, opposite A. He keeps it, not threatening, get to the curl. He keeps it, tucks it, right? Same color. If he's in C, you exchange outside. If for some reason he's a little bit wider than you're inside. But either way, we got two in the queue. Okay, so remember what that means. And then here again, 51. Okay, so if it's a give, he's going to be there. If it's a keep, he's going to be playing deep over the top. He shouldn't be anybody to get to block him. Okay? So everybody sees how this works. Rotate to the back, corner to the side of the back's got force. Rotate to the back, corner to the side of the back has force. Outside, inside, static. Planes, they got quarterback first. Quarterback keeps it. Outside linebacker becomes a pass defender. Inside linebacker is still got quarterback to pass, right? Both have quarterback. He keeps it. He becomes a pass defender first unless he's tucking it and running. And then we have them outside, inside. If he's immediately popping up or he's not really threatening it hard, outside becomes pass first. If he's not attacking it hard, but he's attacking it, I tell him, go get him. Go get them. Okay? So now over here on the rotate tag, so now, right, as I signaled earlier, the only difference, 50, right? We're in rotate mode and it's cream, right? Rotate mode and it's cream. So it's East Ringo, okay? Middle third, tempo bail. See, here is he's not a high safety because we're in rotate, which puts the dime right up on the line of scrimmage. So now on the snap, he rotates out to the outside third. See, that's how that works. Corner to the side of the back. It's got force, right? Cloud going to the inside of number 2. On pass, he's got 2 out or a flat. He's retreating either way. The outside linebacker has the exact same technique here. Static quarterback 2-to-1. So now the difference is sitting there, it's probably going to be a give. It should be a give. Or it's going to be a quick ride, pop up, looking to throw behind your outside linebacker. So what we tell them is, if it's a give, then you're going to fold late. You're not going to probably be able to help much, but you're going to fold late. If it's a keep and he pops up, we're going to have you keep your eyes on the quarterback and work back for width and depth out to numbers 2 and 1. He's not going to be able to be in a great position, but that should screw up the quarterback. Why is he still looking at me? And the reason is he's still playing you. And then obviously, if for some reason the quarterback didn't read it at all, who knows? He's inexperienced, and he tucks it and is going to run it. Well, he's running right into the 2 defenders, especially the outside. So that's not too likely. Okay? And then everything stays the same. Static, fallback, right? 51, he gives it. There it is. Outside linebacker away from the back, orbit, 1 in, right? Or flat, 1 in or flat. Down here now, we're back to the 2. So here he is. So in this case, it's lucky, lucky, lucky. Corner on the left, cloud, 2 out, flat. Okay, now here's your middle safety, right? Clamp, he's high. Now he executes over, which means clamp means stay same depth, 12 yards, stay at the same. Rotate means you got to work back for depth. Okay, so now that safety up here, who's not a high safety, is there, and the Cardinals tempo pedaling. Outside linebacker away, orbit, 1 in, flat. See, everything stays the same. C-gap static, right? Excuse me. 1 in. C-gap static, 1 in. C-gap static, 1 in. There is no number 2, right? Up here, 2-to-1, 2 detached. Up here, only 1's detached, so it's 1 in. 1 in. Okay? So that's how we rock here when we call cream. First of all, it's a massive, massive tendency breaker. The corner, it almost looks as though he's blitzing, but he's not. He's coming because he's outside. He's got to come in to set the force, set the edge, right? That's why I have it drawn up that way. And then on pass, as he's doing that and sees it's pass, he's looking at 2 first, and either way, if 2's out, he knows he's got him. Either way, he still has to retreat back because he's got the flat. Okay? So that is what we call cream, which is, again, the 3 deep rotational to the halfback. The corner has cloud, regardless of the formation, which we don't ever do, right? Big stuff. We have 2 static defenders, inside, outside linebacker on the quarterback. We define it so they could play even faster because of the rifle stunt, right? Both DNs pinching hard and up into the B, nose A to the back. So now that static backer on a give knows he's bang, racing hard, no thought, boom, getting into the opposite A, right? Makes him play even more aggressive. And then the outside linebacker can be more of a pass defender, right? RPO. RPO. So, as I said at the beginning, I thank my subscribers, and to those who haven't yet, I hope you do. What I'm saying to everyone now is any questions at all, please reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com because I would love to talk some football with you.